Good afternoon, I'm Malcolm Jordan and this is your midday news fix for Monday the 12th of May. The Prime Minister hasn't got his next deputy on board on a social media crackdown. Chris Luxon says the government will work on banning under-16s from sites like Facebook and Instagram. ACT David Seymour isn't convinced. Political editor Jason Walls has more.
Luxon said yesterday the bill would be part of the government's official programme of work, meaning it would bypass the ballot system. But, somewhat ironically, David Seymour's taken to social media to say ACT's position on the bill hasn't changed, and the legislation is still too simplistic. That's despite Luxon telling Mike Hosking this morning that he thought ACT had started to shift its position.
Meanwhile, ACT says it will continue to fight for a second gun register review, refused by National, which says it'd add no value. Leader David Seymour has invoked the agree to disagree clause. He says he won't drop the issue.
People have to ask the question, do you trust the government to keep a list of where every single gun in the country is kept, including for licensed firearm owners, the address of your place? Because it's not like the government hasn't lost data before.
The Prime Minister wants to make sure we're no worse off than anyone else amidst global US tariffs. So far, New Zealand has a base 10% tariff on all our exports to the US. Chris Luxon says the Trade Minister is meeting with his US counterpart next month and will make the case tariffs to New Zealand don't make sense. Moves to remove a loophole letting dangerous refugees stay in New Zealand. New legislation means would-be terrorists could have their residence visa downgraded to temporary. It's after a review of a suspected terrorist attack at an Auckland supermarket 4 years ago by Ahmed Samsudeen. His refugee status was cancelled in 2019 because of fraud, but authorities couldn't deport him before the attack. Waikato University law professor Al Gillespie welcomes the move.
It's important whenever there is a security risk to the citizens of this country, we do everything we can to protect our people.
Butter, beef and chocolate are among grocery items costing more. The Infometrics Foodstuffs Grocery Supplier Cost Index shows a 2% rise in supplier costs in April annually. Infometrics' Brad Olson says more than 2,600 products rose month on month.
3.4% of all of the cost changes that came through, they were big changes, somewhere between 40 and 80% cost increases.
A geopolitical analyst says Donald Trump's unconventional approach to diplomacy is bearing fruit in the Ukraine war. Russian President Vladimir Putin requested to restart direct talks with Ukraine in Istanbul without preconditions. Ukraine President Zelensky says he's ready to personally meet Putin for talks, despite earlier demanding an immediate ceasefire. Jeffrey Miller told Mike Hosking the US president has been pressuring both sides into peace talks. To sport, golfer Ryan Fox has become the 9th New Zealander to win on the United States PGA Tour. He's chipped in to triumph at the Myrtle Beach Classic on the first hole of a 3-way sudden death playoff. Corbin Strong has come second in a sprint finish on the 160-kilometre third stage of cycling Giro d'Italia. In contrasting circumstances, Dion Smith endured a nose-to-tail with a rogue goat. And Will Jordan's exit from the Crusaders in their Super Rugby match with the Chiefs on Saturday has been confirmed as a medial ligament strain to his knee. I'm Malcolm Jordan. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 p.m. from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.